Hey everybody, it's me, Stephen Billings from Chasing Labels, and I am here again in January, just at the end of January, to give you more of my recent pickups. I got a little ahead of myself. I for some reason, thought I could go ahead and do a January's pickups video about halfway through the month, and I should have known with my buying habits, there is no way I was done with my buying in January. So I have another group of pickups to share with you. So, like usual, a lot of blind buys, but actually this time around, a little bit more familiar stuff to me. A lot of stuff I've actually seen in this group. So a little different here. I'll be able to say a little bit more about these films, but a crop of films from a couple different labels here. So we'll start off with the stuff I don't know as much about. And we'll start with some Radiant stuff. Radiance is a label that I've just kind of committed to. Fran has done a great job in his first year, releasing a lot of intriguing international cinema and just blowing me away with, stuff that I never knew existed. So I'm almost complete on their first year. I got a few more to get, but this gets me a little closer. So the first one here is a film, a couple of their horror films that I was needing to get. Scream and Scream Again. I was having a hard time finding it in the States, so I had to go over into the UK to get this, along with the other one I'm getting here. But this kind of seems like, I haven't seen it. It seems to fall in in the sci-fi surgical horror film. It's about a mad doctor who is doing experimental surgery on his victims, and it just seems like something I'm going to be into. I believe this, it has Christopher Lee in it, so that alone is of course a big deal. Christopher Lee, with his prominent career in Hammer horror, and I'm sure this basically is a Hammer horror, maybe, but it says Fritz Lang was a big fan, so that's enough for me. The next one here, this is another one, and it recently actually got a 4K release from Vinegar Syndrome. But I don't. 4Ks are not the end all be all. This has still got a new great restoration on it, so I'm getting this anyway from Radiance here with the horrible Dr. Hitchcock. This one has Barbara Steele in it, who's of course an icon of the genre, and the one thing that intrigued me here was it has the writer of The Whip in the Body, Ernesto Gastaldi, and I love The Whip in the Body. So if he's involved in this, I'm really intrigued. And this also has a very similar kind of story to it when it comes to like a person trying to do some kind of experimental thing. Barbara Steele's character dies, and then he's trying to bring her back to life. So he does this, he tries to reanimate her. So it's kind of got that reanimator / Eyes Without a Face thing going with it. Maybe, I'm excited to check this one out. This is I love the artwork on this too. But more Barbara Steele, can't go wrong. And then the last one here, this one was a big deal to get because I'm a big noir fan. And, of course, when it comes to international noir, I'd say most of my international noir that I've seen is usually French. French noir is kind of always been something that I've definitely, with Criterion and some of the other labels, definitely been exposed to. But this seems to have some other some other things. I think it's got a Japanese horror, and of course, World Noir Volume 1. I'm not doing a good job of introducing it. Got the World Noir Volume 1. Of course, that's just the Volume 1 that excites me because we're going to get more. But we got 3 films in here. We have The Facts of Murder, which is the cover art you got there. And that looks to be, I believe, a Italian film. Let's make sure. No. Well, it says it's got Japanese, French, and Italian in the language. I believe, this is a Japanese film, it looks like. And then you have Witness in the City, and this one, I believe, is Italian, maybe. Maybe it's French. I don't know, guys. I'm not doing a good job of knowing what I'm getting into here. That's why I get this stuff. I got to learn. This one actually definitely does look like it's Japanese in this one, but or Chinese. I'm not sure. I think it's Japanese, but I'll stop meddling around. All three of these look interesting. This last one's "I Am Waiting" is the name of the film. I love I love the cover here, and I love that they got reversible art, and I prefer the original art always. So I might turn this other one here around if that's got the I might turn this one around too for the original art. But of course, it comes with a great booklet. Look how thick and nice and thick that is. A lot of probably good context in there for where these films were at in the world. What was happening in the world around these films. So I'm always excited about that. And it's been kind of a thing with me this year. I've told myself anything I'm pulling off the shelf to watch, I'm going to delve completely into it, including the booklet. So that's a goal for me this year, is to definitely make sure I'm not leaving the booklet behind. But that is my Radiant stuff. Sorry, I meandered there a little bit on that set. I honestly, I just opened it, so I'm just getting a chance to look at it. But some of this other stuff here I'm a lot more familiar with. We'll start here with a Shout Studio release. And though I'm a little disappointed that this doesn't have much it doesn't have any features, and at the cost, you'd hope that it had some features. But I've been looking forward to this film finally coming to Blu-ray in a decent edition, and that is Bruce Willis in The Last Man Standing. This was a film I saw when I was a kid, and just always loved it. I just always thought this was a slick, cool action movie, Western. I believe it's based around an Akira Kurosawa film. I believe it's I always forget which one it is, but it's definitely based around Akira Kurosawa film. And this is directed by Walter Hill. And of course, Walter Hill is getting a lot of love lately in physical media with the Imprint set, and a lot of his other single titles kind of getting additions. This is one I've been waiting for a while. And though it doesn't have any features on it, this is a new 2K restoration. So I'm excited to see what this looks like, because the only thing I ever owned it on was a snapper case DVD. So it's never looked great when I've watched it. So I'll be probably popping this in the player very soon. So yeah, Last Man Standing, awesome movie. Another awesome movie here. One I always bring up to people when they're getting into slashers or something like you need to watch the original slasher. And, that's a debate. I always kind of go towards this film as kind of being the one that set the stage. And that is Michael Powell's film, Peeping Tom. I remember watching this, I think for the first time, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And then we did like the show that we did before, Chasing Labels, Cinema Discovery Project, which you can still find the audio podcasts for that on the feed. We did a whole episode on this, just talking about the film. And I was just blown away by it. It's just such a visceral film. It's a film that really puts you in the point of view of the killer, and kind of, that's what makes it so unnerving and uncomfortable, is that you're not only witnessing things, that can be uncomfortable, but that point of view, and that, some of that sound design, that breathing, that, that how long the camera stays on something can really change, your feelings on certain situations in the film. So it's not only a very uncomfortable film that way, but also psychologically, and how it delves into the psyche of our main, character, is very, I would say, it does a really good job at, not just making it like the norm, something that's just thrown away. It really takes its time kind of getting you to understand this person, and not taking it for granted, that, and just using some cliche. So I really love Peeping Tom. And then the last one I got here, with the, I guess from the UK, UK releases I got here. As one that I almost didn't. I couldn't decide on which edition I wanted to get, but I'm just such a big fan of Second Sight. Second Sight just does gorgeous releases, and I just couldn't help myself. I went with their edition of Mean Streets, 4K, and just look at how gorgeous this thing is. It's just immaculate. It's this is of course a film directed by Martin Scorsese, and this was actually one of the first Scorsese films I actually did see. Of course, he did other films, but this was kind of the film that's considered his announcement to the world. It was the first film he really got recognized for. And I've always really liked this film. I honestly have always really liked this film more than some of his more popular movies. Like I honestly, kind of like this movie more than like Goodfellas. I know that might be a hot take, but I've always really liked the feel of this film and the simplicity of this film and the rawness of this film over some of his more elaborate films. And so, yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get this in the player. Still haven't gotten it in the player yet, but of course it's got postcards. It's got the discs in this really nice case here, with great artwork. And then of course a ridiculous book. I mean, look at this thing. It's a hardback book, guys. They do hardback books. They're like booklets. Pfft. No, a book, hardback. I'm not throwing shade at any other labels. I love what everybody does, but this is an example of a company that their volume isn't like as high as some other labels, but they've decided to invest more in each edition, and so every edition they come out with is just premium. And there's nothing wrong either way. Like if you're a Kino that puts out like 50 releases a month, there's nothing wrong with that because, we want film to be preserved. So we want more Blu-rays to be made of things and 4Ks to be made. And so we need both. But I do really appreciate that there's companies also like Second Sight that take their time. They don't do a ton of releases. They might do like 25 releases a year, maybe, but every edition is like super premium. So that is Mean Street, Second Sight. And the last couple I got here, we got one from Kino. Speaking of Kino, we have the 4K of Kindergarten Cop, childhood film. Love this film. I love Schwarzenegger in his 90s phase where he was doing, trying to do more comedic family roles. Jingle All the Way, of course, came a little later. I love Last Action Hero, which got a 4K not that long ago. And I think that movie's just gotten more and more cult status as it's gone along. But Kindergarten Cop, I've actually checked this out last night. 4K looks fantastic. It looks great. It's, the image is not super manipulated. It just looks a lot crisper. It looks the colors pop more. It looks great. And of course, yeah, this is a comedy. Who cares that much about how visually stunning this looks? But we're preserving, guys. Great addition. We do have audio commentaries from Sam Deegan and then another audio commentary from Alexander Heller Nicholas and Josh Nelson. So we got a couple commentaries, nothing really else, but a couple commentaries is well worth it for this film. Can't wait to listen to them. And then last, but surely not least, the one that I really just opened up before I got into here, still got the J card on it, is the double pack 4K release of Conan the Barbarian from Arrow. Gorgeous thing. This thing is, I've seen this on a couple of recent releases, I think from Arrow. They like to put the slick, part on a particular, on the title and the character. I like that. It makes it pop more, makes certain things pop more. But yeah, this is a great addition. Of course, they also put them out singly as well if you just want to get the first film, or maybe you just like having single editions over like thick things like this. But of course, popping it open here. It's got a poster. It's actually got two posters. So I'm guessing it's got the original. Well, it's probably got one for each film, I'm guessing. So you got the original art, and then it looks like you got a different poster. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. That side, and then here's just Conan the Destroyer. Boom, boom. Oh, look at him. Them abs. So, yeah, look at these. Looks great. Looks like we have postcards in the inside here, and more postcards in this one. Postcards are cool. I mean, they're not super helpful. They don't bring they're not my top thing, but they're cool to have them. They're a cool little extra thing to throw in. Like my posters, I'm coming up with a way to store them so that I don't have to just keep them inside the discs, that I can have a way to look at them easily. So I am working on that. I do have that for my mini posters. I do have a art book that I sleeve all my mini posters in, but nice, awesome, thick book here. Amazing work here. Of course, great box here. Let's see what the art is on the back. It's just some red sky, but you take that J card off, get the nice full slickness. Boom. Love it. Thanks everybody. Thanks all the labels for continuing to do great work, continuing to surprise us and excite us about cinema. Hopefully everybody's getting stuff and watching stuff and supporting labels and supporting film and keep doing it, guys. Well, thanks again. Thanks for please subscribe here, please. If you like this video, check out some of our other stuff, man. We do Chasing Labels bi-weekly. We got another episode coming here next week. We try to do these pickup videos. We're going to try to do some other things. We have the Unwatched Pile. We just had a new episode with Scott Saslow, which is a show where we watch first-time watches, then we pair them with watches we've already had in our collections and discuss, have fun. We do that live. Please go over there and support that. And, of course, we're on audio at Apple Podcast and Spotify and other places. So thanks again for listening to this pickups video, and I'll see you around.